Hey folks, I'm hoping that you'll let me geek out real quick about the D500's focus system. I've been testing it lately. I had Traeger run down the driveway. I took 27 frames of him, and out of the 27 frames, he is critically sharp in every single one of them except for one. So 26 for 27. I think that this frame right here is the only one that he is not critically sharp, and then it caught up the next time and stuck with him. Some people might be wondering why it's impressive, and here's why it's impressive. Because back in the way we used to have to do is if he started out on the right side of the frame, we'd have to move our focus square to the right side and have it over him, but then we'd have to keep him on the right side of the frame the entire time and keep that little tiny square over him the entire time. If he got a little bit too far towards the middle, then I'd be focusing on this brick back here. Let me get this iPhone to calm down again. And the Nikon 3D focus system tracks the subject. So all I did was I have back button focus set up, and you're on continuous focus. So all I did was start with the center point, pressed my focus button in, and then recomposed, and then told him to go, and then I held down the shutter button. And so as you can see, he enters the center of the frame, and that focal point is just changing with him. See, we'd never be able to do that in the past. We'd never have time to manually move the focus point, the focus square, and keep everything shooting at the same time. I mean, it's just impossible. But he moves through the center of the frame and then goes way over to the left side of the frame, and it still keeps him in perfect focus. And I mean, so it's just, it's amazing. And you know what I need to do is like zoom in here. Actually, this has a touch screen, so I can just do that little guy there. So you can see he is in perfect tack sharp focus. So come down here, there's a little bit of motion blur because we shot this at sunset, as you can kind of see from the sun going down here. So I need to up my shutter speed a little bit, but the focus system's amazing. It actually inherits the same focus system from the $6,500 D5, the exact same one, 153 focus points, 99 cross type, and on the D500 here, it goes across the entire width of the frame. So really just amazing focus. And some people might think that it only applies to sports photography and wildlife shooter. And while it certainly is huge for those people, I think that it's also very useful for weddings, very useful for portraits, and especially very useful for taking pictures of kids who are always running around everywhere, erratically in every direction. So imagine the kind of compositional freedom and just the ease to start off with that center focus point on them, and then just let the camera do the tracking even as they go off center and even as you recompose. So it really allows for a lot of flexibility and freedom, and it's going to change the way we shoot. So that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in. More about this camera coming soon.